Hello, chat. Hello, chat. We are live. Today we are flying this beautiful MD-11. It's American 1776 from the beautiful airport of Newport News, Williamsburg in Newport News, Virginia, flying to O'Hare. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring up the pre-flight checklist, courtesy of TFDIdesigns.com. If the site will load. Alright, so cockpit entry, we're going to have the weather radar off, fuel switches off, parking brake is set, chocks, flap handle is up and retracted, gear lever is down, and fuel dump switches, manifold drain switches, and the emergency power selector is off. Alright, now we're going to go to the outside of the aircraft. We're going to do our visual inspection of this beautiful MD-11. And the number one engine is windmilling. This considers the main stage. And we're going to go ahead and check. We're going to not be using the center gear today because we're going to be doing a 3-gear flight. Both inboard ailerons are floating in the down position. And then we're going to go ahead and get back in the aircraft here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn on the battery switches here. And then we're going to go ahead and turn on external power as required. We're going to go ahead and test the fire handles.
Engine 1, fire. Engine 2, fire. Engine 3, fire.
So we're going to go ahead and go over to dispatch here. As you can see, we have American 1776, tail number November 110 Alpha Alpha. Send flight plan to FMC. We're going to go ahead and set fuel and payload. I want to have a little bit more than usual because 15% of fuel is not enough. 65,000 pounds of fuel is a full So what we're going to do is we're going to set up for runway 7. Flaps 15. Let's go ahead and calculate our V speeds. We got 135 on the V1 and rotate, and V2 is 159. So we're going to go ahead and $299.06. We're going to go ahead and enter 370 for the cruise altitude. We're going to go ahead and input American 1776 here to the tribute to our American freedom. Let's go ahead and get cost index is 38. Let's go ahead and get our auxiliary. Go ahead and get our weight initializations in. Then we're going to go ahead and go to takeoff approach. Let's go ahead and get our flex temp 59. Packs on. And we got master warnings, we got the fuel annunciators, fuel used, reset. We already actually tested the cargo fire. Zero at 5, 0/5, and it's going to be, so I want to teach you guys a little trick on how to do conversion from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the calculator here. We're going to take temperature in Celsius, type in 28 times 1.8, which gives us 50 degrees. And then times it by 32. Add 32, sorry. Plus 32. And we get 82 degrees. So we're going to type in 82F, which is 82 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to go flaps 15. And let's go ahead and set our flight plan up. We're going to be departing runway 7. And we are going to have our flight plan, which is, it's going to be the Watson for arrival. Into alright, and we got, I'm going to go ahead and set that here in just a second. I gotta figure out what the runway I have is. It's gonna be the 9 left arrival. Transition broad. Insert. And then we're going to go ahead and get rid of the vectors into the airport. Let's go ahead and set our elevator trim here. We're gonna set it at 10 degrees of pitch. We're at 10 degrees of pitch. And we got one person watching. We're gonna go ahead and get this center gear set into norm up. Let's go ahead and get the lighting in here set and ready to go. Let's go ahead and get ignition system B up. Cabin outflow valves are open. Establish temperatures. Fuel panel main light off. Let's go ahead and test the fuel quantity. And checked and verified. Emergency light switch is set to arm already. It is in the armed position. Let's go ahead and get the no smoking sign on. The exterior lights are as required. Evac panel is test ground proximity warning, test and guarded.
Slope. Pull up. Pull up.
It's going through its ground proximity warning.
Terrains. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too
Go ahead
low.
and set
Gear.
that up.
Too low. Flaps.
And we got our squat code
Too
is
low,
3601.
Glide slope. Too low. Terrain. Caution. Terrain. Caution. Terrain. Pull up.
And weather is on. Let's go ahead and get that. That is on and set. Let's arm the emergency lights. Elevator fuel is set to normal. Cabin pressurization. QNH is set. IAS set to auto. Let's go ahead and set it this to set to 4,000. Heading auto. Feet is set to auto. Bank selector auto. Static air switch. We're gonna keep it at 4 green. We're gonna keep it at 3 green. Set to reject the takeoff. Throttles, let's check those.
Flap.
And dial flaps to setting. It's going to be engines pressed in. Alright, we are ready to go. Okay, before start, we're going to go ahead and start the APU. So we're going to go up here to the overhead panel, start the APU, and get the APU bleed up and going. Let's go ahead and get the taxi lights set, and get the beacon light on. Let's go ahead and get GSX up and going. We're going to go ahead and waiting for the waiting for the APU to come up on N1. APU's up and going, so we're going to go ahead and set our parking brake. And we're going to be pushing back with American since we're using American Airlines. I want to go ahead and set the CTAF, which is going to be 118.7.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Too far. Go ahead and set Unicom, which is 22.8 on the standby. We're going to go ahead and contact traffic in the area and let them know we're pushing back.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Newport News traffic, American 1776 pushing back. Gate Bravo 5, Newport News. So we're going to have Cleveland Center on, but no Chicago. APU's on, FMS is checked. Weights and tailwind, everything is confirmed. V speeds.
Locking gear.
IRS is aligned. Seatbelt sign. Coming on. External switches are off. Ignition set to A and B, A or B, and beacon light is on. And we're going tail right, actually tail left, nose right. Nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Now let's go ahead and release parking brakes here.
Commencing push. All engines
Alright,
clear.
so we're going to go ahead and
Start
start up number 3. Get the fuel switch going. Let's see that General Electric start up. We got temps climbing. Wait for 45% N2 cutout. Alright. We have engine 3 is stabilizing. Let's go ahead and get engine 2 started up and going.
Please set parking brakes.
Give me a minute. We're going to go set parking brake now.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Let's go ahead and get flaps and slats out. And then we're having engine 2 start up now. All we have to do is go straight ahead and to the right. 45% N2 starting up, and we're going to go ahead and get engine 1 started. Let's go ahead and get flight controls checked while we wait for engine 1 to come up. We have 15% now.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
And chat, before we depart, I want to do something real quick. I want to set the autopilot real quick, so that way. And yes, I have the flight controls as an MD-11 freighter, which is basically the same aircraft. Let's go ahead and set. I can find the autopilot here. Autopilot. Airspeed. No, that's not it. I gotta figure out where it is. Alrighty. General autopilot. That's what I'm looking for. It's not button. What number is that?
You know, they say the great thing about being a kid is it's so easy to
I'm trying to figure out where the button, what button this is. That is. This is 1, 2, 3. I gotta figure out which buttons are which. Let's look it up.
But as time went on, John crossed that fine line between hardness and real. This is my son, John. This is your real fight for them. This is the guy.
Not RCA, TCA.
It's time for an answer.
Can't even read that. It's all blurry. It's gonna be 4. Oh, it is 3. That's button 3. Go ahead and set this up so that way. Okay. And I think hold on. Wait a second. That's number 4. Sorry. General. Let's go ahead and swap that out. Conflicts. Really? Back. Off. back. I want to fix this. Go ahead and get back to, there's two more. This is not a fighter jet, this is a commercial airliner. Why am I going to use smoke toggle? Alright, back, save, and resume. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get taxi. Go ahead and take a look at the VATSIM radar map. I don't need VATSIM radar. Newport is traffic, American 1776. We'll be taxiing. Stand by. So let's go ahead and get the map up here. Newport is traffic, American 1776. We'll be taxiing uniform Alpha. Newport is traffic. Alright, let's go. Let's go ahead and push it up. Go ahead and arm the speed brakes. And ladies and guys, you can actually follow this flight on VATSIM radar. I will put it in the link in the description below. Have the APU spool down first. Turn it. It should be spooling down by now. Okay, now it's pulling down. Alright, we're spooled down, ready to go. Newport is traffic, American 1776 lining up, runway 7. Newport News traffic, American 1736, we are departing runway 7. RNF wakes. Newport News. Alright, so cockpit chat, we're going full power. Lights on, get these lights on. V1 and rotating. Positive rate of climb, gear coming up. Newport News traffic, American 1776 climbing out of 800 for 4,000, turning direct wakes. Newport News. On course here.
Altitude. Autopilot.
Alright, it is binded correctly.
Altitude.
Direct wakes. Go ahead and get slats inboard.
Autopilot.
Alright, we're having an autopilot issue here. Chat, give us a minute. Come on, baby, get there. Come on. He's trying to stay stable.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Trying to steep climb us up.
Autopilot. Autopilot. Autopilot.
Drop those just a hair. Landing lights coming off.
Autopilot.
Why is it disconnecting?
Autopilot.
Keeping her there. Come on, baby. Come on, MD-11. stabilizer trim, I think, out of whack. Climbing.
Autopilot.
Climbing at 16,000 feet a minute.
Autopilot.
Nose down.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Seeing low speed protection. Or I think a few void. Come on, MD-11. Get up there, come on.
Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion.
Stabilizer motion's going in. She's stable now. Newport is traffic. We're going over to Unicom same time. Center on or Potomac approach? Potomac approach is on. We'll check and see what we got.
Stabilizer motion.
Some radar. We're gonna be bypassing all of it. See what O'Hare's CTAF is 120.75. Alright, chat, I'll be right back. When we get 37,000 feet, we're gonna turn. I'm gonna go ahead. I just dropped my phone on the floor. Where's the altimeter? Ow, ow, ow. 37,000 feet. Let's go ahead and increase speed. Look at that beautiful plane. We are passing over the Appalachian Mountain Range. Correct about this. We are passing over We're passing, just past of Williamsburg, Virginia. Jarnett Sanitarium somewhere down there. Probably make it out. It's right over there. It's a little dot. There's 81 right there. Follow it down. There's Staunton right there. There's the edge of it. And just barely make it out. These are net Sanitarium's right there. Where my cursor is. Illinois, here we come. Go ahead and get performance ready to go. We're landing on 9 left. Flaps 50. Medium braking. Calculate. Get the medium braking set. Hello, Regals. And while we are on the subject of aircraft, let's take a look at the cabin. This would be first class right here. This would be your cups here. And yes, like the DC-10, the MD-11 can fly all day long the remaining two engines. However, it cannot do it at this altitude because it's lost 1/3. It has lost 1/3 of its power capability. The idea of altitude is you get lower into the atmosphere, you can fly all day long until you run out of gas. And this is the rear galley. Actually see the moonlights on the outside of the plane. We're at 37,000 feet. And this is quite accurate for American Airlines seats. How do I know this? Because I've flown on a DC-9 from Dulles to El Paso. But yes, this aircraft, actually the outside, was derived off the DC-10. It just added winglets. This aircraft is a good plane. And anybody's looking to get a feel of an aircraft, would recommend the TFDI MD-11. It's a beautiful airplane. It's a very good airplane. It's very much like the DC-10. But this aircraft's a very beautiful aircraft. We are closing in on ROD. We are 203 nautical miles from it. There's American 7, he's a 738. $194 miles out. I'll be right back with my Aviation drink. Alright, check that back, and we made some improv. 159 nautical miles from the next waypoint. I got me some macaroni salad. We're 18% fuel left. We got 13,000 pounds of fuel in almost each tank. We have 100 gallons in. All right, now we are 39,000 pounds of fuel straight across. Nautical miles from next week. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to watch some Discovery Plus on board today. And we have a very special treat. It's going to be the Remington Arms episode of Ghost Adventures. So, I did get a drink, so it's going to be Diet Dr. Pepper. So, the difference between the Pratt & Whitney MD-11 and the GE is the GE has 9 gauges for the engines. Pratt & Whitney has 12. It has 3 sets of 4 or 4 sets of 3, whichever way you look at it. And recently, MD-11 was derived from the Series 30 version of the DC-10. Alrighty. We are about, let's take a look. So we go to 350 and 280. We're getting ready to pass parallel to Columbus, which I think is the capital. Figured it was Columbus. Let's see what Delta 359 is. Boeing 7. A 736? I've never seen a 736 on that sim. Venue 63 is a 762. I know Southwest is a 738. Oh yes, Delta 1745 is an MD-11. We're going to be at CNAC and then we're going to come back around. Oh, we're going to be landing the other way. We're going to be landing the other way. Oh, wait. I am lined up the correct way. Hey. It is Air Force One. They are. Airborne. Air Force One is airborne. Yep, and we're in the cloud layer. Holy cow. Excuse me. So basically the screens, these screens, that's not go around mode, that's just screw, it doesn't do anything. I usually keep the speed brakes in the armed position until we get close to even airborne. I still keep them in the armed position. You can do with what you want with the aircraft that you're flying of your choice. With the MD-11, I usually keep the speed brakes in the armed position due to the fact if I land, the speed brakes have to be in the armed position due to the fact that if I'm landing, so the ailerons are located in the inboard. They're usually a darker shade versus the outboards. Outboards are usually going to be the same color as the edge of the fuselage. This is the outboard, and this is the inboard aileron. On flight 232, infamous DC-10 crash. If this one comes up to push this one down, this one goes the opposite direction to assist it. They always work opposite each other. This one comes up, the one on this side goes down. This one comes up, the one on this side goes down. And you can actually, there's a location on the plane, you can actually look down the length of each wing. Denny Fitch was seated in 5F, which was the last seat in first class on the right side. He had a window seat, which would have been, so on the DC-10, this would have been row 1, row 2, right about here, row 3, which is where 2 is, row 4, and then row 5. Denny Fitch would have been seated right here at this window seat. He went up, helped any way he could. You can actually, if you are I'm typing a so we're gonna go over here. You can tell, you can actually look down the length of each wing. That's the slats. That's leading edge slats. You can look down the length of each wing, and these are as big as barn doors. That's wrong way. You can look down the length of each wing. Denny Fitch looked out the length of each wing. This inboard aileron, that inboard, the inboard aileron, and the outboard aileron on this one were up. And this one and that one were also floating up in the same direction at the same time. They are not designed to do that, and that was distinctly not normal, and obviously a confirmation of what they saw in the cockpit. And I like this. You can actually interact with the overhead bins. That's actually, I love interactions with the plane itself. So I'm going to show you a little. So with Flight 232, the chair here would have been the flight engineer's panel. And I'll show you exactly where that panel would have been. So the panel would have been here. APU start would have been right about here. Because the panel came straight down. The hydraulic panel would have been right about here on the DC-10. Because it would have been down and to the left of the flight engineer's shoulder. If we hit the hydraulics panel, I'll show you exactly. This is the number 3 line, the number 2 line, and this is the number 1 line. And each line is tied to each hydraulic system. So if this were to go out, you still have the other 2 working. If the number 2 line goes out, then you have the number 3 working on its own. Somehow, some chance, you still have hydraulic pressure because each hydraulic system is triple redundant. And you have hydraulic fuses. So these right here are the hydraulic fuses. So after the Flight 232 crash, oh, we passed run already. Okay. Are we over Illinois? If one of the hydraulics were to leak out, it would actually shut off the hydraulic line. Alright. We're going to approach I just closed out Discovery Plus by accident. Alrighty. So on the ground, when you guys see plane fly over, you see these. Those are called contrails. And what is happening is the back of the plane's engine is so hot that it's forming ice crystals at the back of the plane. Alrighty, so we got our. So we're gonna cross Watson at 250. Let's go ahead and start descending there. Let's go ahead and get the seatbelt sign on. So it says, Chicago Center advises cross 5 miles east of Watson at and maintain level 250. No separation services provided. Sam 40. I'm gonna. Because if it's Sam 47 and Air Force One's in the air, so that means JD Vance is on. That would be Air Force 2. They didn't bother to use that. We'll be landing in, let's see when our, here, we'll be landing in 22 minutes.
Altitude.
We're gonna tell people on board. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain speaking up here from the flight deck. We are currently in descent. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please fasten your seatbelts and put your tray tables in the upright position, as we will be landing in about 20 minutes. The weather in O'Hare is 21 degrees Celsius, which equivalates to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which is perfect weather for landing. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like all of you to please remain seated as we have begun our descent for O'Hare. We're coming up on Bronx, and there's an A350 in the air. Delta, though. Alrighty. We're going to stay at 280 until Watson, and then we're going. Chicago traffic, American 1726, we are at flight level 280, approaching Davie. Chicago traffic. We have 16 pounds of fuel left. % of fuel left. This is gonna be a fun. This will be a fun landing, though. What I'm going to do is I want to apply power. I'm going to use the slider on my joystick for reverse power, bring the engines to idle. Alright, now we're coming up on Davie. Descending to 210 now. number 2. So the engine's in order as follows. This is number 1. This one in the back is number 2. This one is number 3. On a regular twin engine, this would be number 1 and 2. But on a trijet, this is the number 2 engine. And we got our QNH of 29908. Let's go ahead and bring up the we are already past that. Alright, we're past transition altitude. Let's go ahead and get 29908 set. Speed to 270. ahead and get alright, we are coming up on one of the Great Lakes. It has to be Lake Michigan. We are 10 minutes, we are 12 minutes out actually. So we have company parting out of O'Hare for we're going to stay at 14,000 until actually 299 or 8. Not 29 or not 2999. Guys, can you still see the stream? That was weird. That was weird. Approaching CNAC now. Alright, let's go ahead and descend to 7,000 feet. Go ahead and reduce speed to 250. Alrighty. Auto brakes are set to medium. Chicago traffic, American 1776 is out of 10,000 for 7,000. Chicago. Landing lights on. Industrial cockpit. Let's go ahead and get the flaps out. Flaps 15.
Altitude.
We're coming up on Doogie now. Let's get down to 4,000 as seen on the FMC. That is not Chicago. We're over Lake Michigan right now.
Altitude.
Spoilers armed. Going flaps 50 on landing. That is... Oh, they're flying from Singapore. Alright, so... we're coming up on Doogie. We're at 27 miles from Doogie. Ready to. All right. Alright, we're coming up on Doogie now. We're 12 miles out. We should be on the ILS soon. There's the airport right there. It's going to descend to 3,000. It's going to reduce speed to 210. It's going to get the flaps out. Flaps 28. We're going to come back around. Going to be fog coming into O'Hare. So now is going to be coming back around. It's probably one of their interstates. Go ahead and reduce speed to 180. Alright. We're at 28 already. Let's go ahead and get down to 2,000. Thousand feet.
Stabilizer motion.
Coming back around for the runway. Go ahead and go over to CTAF. O'Hare traffic, American 1776 on the ILS runway 9. O'Hare traffic. Alright, flaps is required.
Autopilot.
Autopilot disconnected, I got it.
Autopilot.
We're about to hand fly this plane in.
Altitude.
Reducing speed to 1.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
160.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
Landing gear.
Glide slow.
Landing
Glide
gear.
slow. Glide slow.
Landing gear.
Glide slow.
Landing gear.
Glide slow. Glide
Landing
slow.
gear.
Glide slow.
Landing gear.
Glide slow.
Landing
Glide
gear.
slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
Keep it to
Too
150.
low.
100.
Gear. Too low. Gear. Too low. Gear.
Get me.
Too low. Gear. Too low. Gear. Too low. Gear. Too low. Gear. Glide slow.
Let's go ahead
Too
and
low. Gear. Glide slow. 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 Glide slow.
see if we can get lined up for the
Glide slow.
runway here.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
See if we can
Glide slow.
disconnect the autopilot
Glide
here.
slow. Glide slow.
Stabilizer motion.
Gear down. Down and lock 3 green.
Autopilot.
Controls are mine.
Glide slow.
Altitude.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
Flaps
Glide slow.
50.
Glide slow. 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 Glide slow.
500.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
500.
Glide slow.
Alright,
Glide
throttles
slow.
are mine.
Glide slow. Glide
400.
slow. Glide slow.
400.
Glide slow. 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 Glide slow.
Approaching minimum.
Glide slow. Glide
Approaching
slow.
minimum 300.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
Alright,
Glide slow.
chat, stay silent
Glide
please as
slow.
we're landing.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide
Nose
slow.
down a little bit.
Glide slow. 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 Glide slow.
Yeah, this fog, this
Glide
thing's
slow.
stick is pea soup.
Approaching
slow.
minimum.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
Minimum.
Glide slow.
Continue.
Minimum
Glide slow.
200.
Glide slow.
Getting those up.
Glide slow. 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 Glide slow.
Runway right there.
Minimum 200. Minimum
Continue.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20. 10.
We're down. That was close.
Whoa!
Sink rate. Pull up. Sink rate.
Hit an imaginary speed bump. Boing. Didn't expect a speed bump. Speed bump. Boom. It's ridiculous. Over here, traffic. American 1776 safely on the ground. We hit an imaginary speed bump. Landing on 9 left. But we are safely on the ground. We're taxiing the gate. Oh, here, traffic. It's like halfway down the runway. But I'll take it. That was about...
O'Hare traffic on Nippon 8422 Heavy, established ILS 10 Center. O'Hare.
On the pond is... how far? Traffic, American 1736 is going to be crossing runway 22 right, 4 left at Mike. We're going to hold short of runway 9 center, 27 center for the approaching on the pond 777. APU on. Flaps coming in. Okay, traffic, we're actually going to be crossing 9 Center 27 Center on Mike. Traffic net factor. H17. Traffic, we're crossing 27 right, 27 left, 9 right, taxiing to H17.
No air traffic on the pond 8422, vacated runway 10 center, going to South Cargo. Okay.
Switching Alpha. Crossing over. wasn't much. I got an idea. Watch this.
Air traffic, American 1398, my 10 mile final for 9 left. Okay.
H17 is going to be right about here. Oh, it is the last gate. Alright, we're coming up on we're coming up on the hotel gates. The hotel concourse is basically where American parks. beach 15.
O'Hare traffic 39369. Final runway. Cancel.
Further up a little bit. Let's go ahead and get ground power connected.
And our traffic 39369, 5 miles, final runway.
Go ahead and get these lights off.
American 1398 is vacated, 9 left. O'Hare.
Where are you parking, company?
Hotel 1.
I'm at Hotel 17. That's the same gate that Kevin's family took off from in Home Alone 2.
Oh, right on.
Alright, let's go ahead and shut the engines down. We're going to go right to left. So we're going to start with 3, then 2, then 1. What in the name of David Blaine mating ritual is that? Let's go ahead and get jetway connected. American Airlines, which is the American gates. And that's the gates that Kevin accidentally went to in
American 1398, crossing 22 right. On lake.
And guys, welcome to O'Hare. And guys, if you want to see more videos or more live streams about flights, please hit me up in the chat. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm just driving out.